sexy synthesizer. Trek een condoom over de stekker. 808 States, 3 jongens waarvan 2 met een crimineel verleden, zitten hier in de studio. 808 States, in 1988 opgericht tijdens de hoogdagen van de Manchester Raves. Vanavond zijn ze hier in de studio. En terwijl een van hen platen draait, praat ik met de 2 anderen en andersom. 808 States at the controls.
He used to ask his mother, why are we here, where do we go, how is it that you are dressed like that, why am I not as big as you, where is the sun when the moon shines, why don't I breathe underwater, is the sum of the mass not equivalent to a form, is Santa Claus a transsexual, does rock and roll makes you rich. As the boy grew into manhood, he kept asking all kinds of people about all kinds of things until his mother seriously considered a retroactive abortion or to take the boy to a psychiatrist or even a taxidermist or to the dog food factory, but instead she bought the boy a microphone. Tick, tick, tock. Poor old mom, you are sitting on a bomb.
So 808 States, welcome to Holland. What can we expect?
Some oldies, some newies. We brought some really old classics that were big tunes in Manchester in '88 when the house boom, the dance boom really kicked off. '87, '88 in England, in Manchester. We brought the original, stronghold tunes from then, and we brought some of the brand new stuff as well. And we've just got a cross section of tunes that we really do like and have stood the test of time.
that the year that everything started for 808 State?
Yeah, that was the year we got together. I mean, but got together because there was a scene in Manchester to do with dance music. And it was definitely a huge atmosphere there at that point in time. It wasn't just the music, it was everything.
There are also 2 8s in the year. Coincidence.
The music just turns me on.
65.
Most of the bands, they thank on their albums some people, their father, mother, God, who else. On your records, there's only machines mentioned.
We don't like humans.
Humans malfunction, machines don't.
No, it's for the technophiles, isn't it?
There's a lot of people who listen to 808 State stuff just to find out what sounds we've used. You know, we've noticed this over the years. You know, and when I look at somebody else's album, whether it be a 70s funk album or a 1993 techno album, I do look at what they've used. And it's nice. Basically, that is what 808 State is about. That equipment list is 808 State. That's what we're about.
You see, when we first formed, we never formed to be in a group and play concerts and be like John, Paul, George and Ringo. We formed to make records. In fact, we had a record label before we had a band, you know, and it was just about putting out records to supply to the dance floor. So we've always had that sort of like drawn back away from that personality thing that a lot of pop music's about.
Villa 65.
We're gonna do some freestyle for y'all, and it go like this.
nowhere near image conscious as a lot of bands are, especially in England. To be signed to a major label, you've got to have an image, you've got to be saying something, you've got to be dressed a certain way, you've got to think a certain way. And we totally went against the grain by doing that. We're basically just free producers, as you can tell by our excellent studio tans. You know, we live and breathe in the studio.
I mean, that's become quite popular and quite sort of normal now, you know, with groups like Snap, who you never ever see, they just have a front person. And we've never had a front person, but we've had a lot of like special guests on our records and things.
We had a bunch of special guests, from Ian McCulloch on the latest to an Icelandic singer, Björk Gudmundsdóttir. How do you get up? Where do you find these people?
Well, we've never gone out and searched for them. They've always sort of got in touch with us and been interested. And it's amazing the amount of people that are interested in techno music. Darren was reading this article on the plane that Mick Jagger is like currently into techno music.
I mean, that's the whole idea of the United States, is to, instead of us using, say, a soul singer or anything like that, you know, we're not about that. It's about using people like, say, you use Jagger, or use somebody like, you know, like Ian McCulloch, who was like one of the lords of indie music. You know, he was same with the Björk from the Sugar Cubes. You know, the Bernard Sumner thing, people are used to hearing his voice over that. You know, but that was just a mutual friendship thing with Bernard. But it's nice to take people out of context, take them from their normal flavoured music. Like, it'd be nice to have sort of Tom Jones, or, you know, somebody who's got a beautiful voice Mick Jagger over a hardcore techno tune. Yeah, it's a. What we do is about taking dance music one step further, not trying to you know, get hold of a scene and try and make money out of it, which a lot of these dance bands are doing now. They've got hold of a formula and they'll milk it, you know. And we've been around for a long time now, and we intend to be around. And we're for the scene, we're not milking the scene. You know?
Yeah, we've always been into sort of going up strange avenues in dance music rather than just sticking to a formula and milking it.
We could have done that. We could have done that from our first hit. We could have just given the record label what they wanted, hit after hit after hit. But we're not about that, you know. We're about.
These days you can hear some experiments in that's innovating is dance music. The only music these days you can hear some experiments in that's innovating is dance music.
Yeah.
only music these days you can hear some experiments in that's innovating is dance music.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we like dance music so much, is that it's not something that's dried up. And whenever you meet other dance musicians, you always talk about the future. You know, what kind of music will come out next. It's never about past glories and
it's not formulated like a lot of rock stuff is. Like you've got the rock formula, you do that. Where with dance, you can go all over the place.
There's so many flavours of dance. There's so many different styles of dance. You know, whether you're doing sort of reggae, you're doing soul, you're doing hardcore, you're doing deep house, you're doing garage. There's so many branches off that, but it still comes down to just pure dance music. You know, like say the Europeans are into this, or the Germans are into that, and the Americans are into this. That's a good thing, but it's about these people appreciating each other's music. You know, a couple of years ago it's like we are German, we are this, and we are nothing else. But the influx of like American people going over there and producers and remixers, they've opened their minds a little bit. So have the Americans, so have the English, and it's just about knowing what's going on in each other's back garden. You know, and when once you find out what styles are happening around the world, you appreciate all them and you incorporate it into your music. And I hope that's what we've done. You know. So much music that's taken one step forward and two steps back, or the 70s disco revival, rock and roll revival, and all that nonsense. No, the future is in progressive dance music. so much music that's taken one step forward and two steps back. Or the 70s disco revival, rock and roll revival, and all that nonsense. You know, the future is in progressive dance music. If you look at all your major rock and roll stars, all your big ones, your Guns N' Roses, they're all using samplers in one form or another. You know what I mean? The computer and the sampler technology. When people discuss and talk about samplers and computers, they visage Kraftwerk, the sort of computer boff with a calculator running up and down on stage.
It's still very much stereotyped into that weird
But everybody's using it. Everybody's using computers and stuff, whether you're a rock and roll indie band or a dance band. But like I said, once the conversation starts about computers and samplers, because you're ripping people off, it's not rock and roll. There's no life in it. I mean, they're talking nonsense. I mean, you can program life into any machine. It still has to be used. It's like saying you turn a guitar on. You still have to put life into the electric guitar. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's the secret? Because the band 808 State is named after a machine. There's mentioned a lot of machines on the sleeves of the records, and the music doesn't sound like a machine. If you know.
Yeah, we try and
there's a lot of feel in the music.
We do try and get away from that. All right, we are totally machine based, and it's like you always strive to find something different, to mess around with a machine, you know, find a new sound and make it sound like a human played it, you know, or add feel and add human touches to the machines. It can be done, but you have to sit down with the machine. You know, I mean, years ago when it first started, especially with the acid house scene, it would just like press go on the machine and the machine would do all the crazy noises.
I mean, that can be great, that's simplicity and everything, but a lot of the music, there seems to be like a movement in music now where there's a good combination of like real playing and electronics that's coming back into it. You know, for instance, groups like Ultramarine and heard this Skip McDonald tape last night that was all like a blues singer from New Orleans over this dead techno stuff, and the blend was brilliant, you know, just getting that right balance. And that's something that we always bear in mind, that we don't want to produce something that's totally sort of cold. You know,
I know a lot of bands are doing that with techno, aren't they? You know, like, I know it sounds a bit, but I mean, you've got like Jesus Jones, you've got people like Messiah over there in America doing the same thing. Whereas you've got the aggression of hardcore techno with guitars, with live drummers, you know, and just going into a hardcore techno track with from a rock and roll angle, from a severe thrash metal side of it. So that's good because you can do that. You can open a box of dance and just play around with it, you know, and hopefully come out with something fresh.
The music just turns me on.
And there's not been that many bands who were shouting, who were up there for machines, basically. You know, like, yeah, we use machines and we're proud of it, we're doing this and we're doing that. There's not that many bands, there hasn't been that many bands saying, you know, yes, a lot of the bands, all the sort of new romantics and all, even from like your Ultravox and all that nonsense. You know, Eno had a big module on top of the pops, you know, the only, you know, long-running music show in England. And it was like, you know, the public do want to know more about it, but there's not that many people talking about it, you know, and praising it. It's all, yeah, but we're still rock and we use machines, but we've still got guitars, as if they owe something to rock and roll. Well, you don't, you know. People say to us, if we do TV in England, they're not rock and roll. They haven't got a guitar, they haven't got a drummer, they haven't got a vocalist. We don't want them on our TV shows. And we say, well, we're not that. Why do you want us to bow down to your rock and roll ethics? You know, and it has been an uphill battle for the last 4 years in England, because we're not John Paul, George and Ringo. You know, they don't see that as entertainment for TV. You know, and because we haven't got the glamorous lead vocalist. So it has. You know, hopefully in a couple of more years, people will start appreciating electronic based dance music.
Been to the end. It's someone who knows how the world really works. And knowing how the world really works means to have risen outside, above, beyond the dimensions of ordinary space-time and casuistry, and actually seen the wiring under the board, stepped outside the confines of learned culture and learned and embedded language into the domain of what Wittgenstein called the unspeakable. Because the shaman learns the techniques to go between ordinary reality and the domain of the ideas, this higher dimension or continuum that is somehow parallel to us, available to us, and yet ordinarily occluded by a cultural convention out of fear of the mystery, I believe. And what shamans are people who have been able to decondition themselves from the community's instinctual distrust of the mystery and to go into it, to go into this bewildering higher dimension and gain knowledge, recover the jewel lost at the beginning of time, save souls, cure, commune with the ancestors, so forth. So it's always been about. A shaman is someone who has been to the end. This is what shamanism has always been about. Making this cosmic journey to the domain of the Gaian ideas and then bringing them back in the form of art to the struggle to save the world. The planet has a kind of intelligence that it can actually open a channel of communication with an individual human being. The message that nature sends is transform your language through a synergy between electronic culture and the psychedelic imagination, a synergy between dance and idea, a synergy between understanding and intuition, and dissolve the boundaries that your culture has sanctioned between them and become part of this Gaian supermind. I mean, I think it's fairly profound. It's fairly apocalyptic. History is ending. I mean, we are to be the generation that witnesses the revelation of the purpose of the cosmos. The whole history is the shockwave of the eschaton. History is the shockwave of eschatology. And what this means for those of us who will live through this transition into hyperspace is that we will be privileged to see the greatest release of contrast change probably since the birth of the universe. The 20th century is the shudder that announces the approaching cataracts of time over which our species and the destiny of this planet is about to be swept.